Today, I will be presenting a speech titled A Grandmother's Love. I remember warm, sunny smiles when me and my grandmother would play at the beach in Jacksonville, Florida. We would go almost every day. My grandma has played a giant role in my life in my 18 years and made me a better person. Some of the main points I will be discussing today are how my grandmother was a role model to me and why. Also, I will be discussing my grandmother's heart valve replacement surgery, which really terrified my family and I. First, I'm going to talk about how and why my grandmother was a role model to me. Janet Pates, my role model, was a wonderful woman. I saw her as a role model, and I was taught many things by her. She taught me how to say please and thank you when I was young and bratty. She also taught me a lot of other things, such as how to wash my hair properly and what she called knuckle rubbings, how to make skyline chili mac, how to use proper table manners such as putting my napkin on my lap and saying excuse me when I leave the table. And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. My grandmother was always kind and generous to me and my family. She would let me play as long as I could, and she would also let me sleep with her because I was scared of the dark. She also bought me and my family Coney passes every year, which was my favorite place. Why do I look up to my grandma? She is kind with a big heart. She is benevolent and caring. If my grandma sees someone who needs help, she will help them, and I like to think she passed that trait down onto me. Now that you all know why my grandma is my role model, let's talk about her heart surgery and how it affected my family and I. My grandma having heart surgery really terrified me and my family, but she has since made an amazing recovery. She had a deteriorated blood valve in her heart, meaning she had to get it replaced. She had a choice between a man-made valve and an animal valve. She chose a bovine valve, which is a bull's heart valve. The pros and cons of these valves are man-made valves usually last for a long period of time, but they are much harder to replace than animal valves. And the animal valves do not last as long, but they are much easier to replace than the animal valves. One reason this scared me and my family very badly is the recovery rate among senior citizens after surgery is not very high. She has had heart palpitations long before her surgery. This was very nerve-wracking hearing all this information. Seeing my fearless grandma scared really changed my perspective on life. Following the surgery, my grandmother was sick for a little while. She slept for a lot longer and more often than she did before the surgery. She told me about her feet never being able to get warm. Her immune system took a huge hit. In the middle of a pandemic, this terrified me and worried me until I was sick. Since her immune system took a huge hit, my family and I were no longer able to visit her as much as we did before the pandemic and her surgery. But my grandma has since made an amazing recovery. She gets out of the house more, which makes me and my family very happy. She goes in for regular checkups, so I try not to worry as much. Her immune system got better, so we can now go see her almost every weekend. She seems a lot more energetic nowadays. I believe the surgery helped her a lot. In conclusion, today we have discussed my wonderful grandmother and why she is a role model to me. We have also discussed how she helped make me into the man I am becoming today, and how she got a heart surgery that terrified me and my family, but she since then has made an awesome recovery. To all the people in the audience with grandparents who are still with us, make sure you cherish your time with them. Grandma knows best.